You can tell it's an important screencast if I'm going to put my ugly mug on your screen today. So I want to talk about week 6, and I want to make some things very, very clear to you today. And so as close as we come to eye contact is what I'm going to be making. So we are embarking on the research project, the research essay. I'll kind of go back and forth on what I call it. What you need to know about it today is you have to pass it in order to pass College Comp, and it absolutely has to be at the very bare minimum 5 pages in length. Let me say right away, though, that any final drafts that are only 5 pages are setting themselves up to be average, mediocre essays and will be graded as such, which is my fancy way of saying 5-page essays will probably aspire to grades of C. Okay. You have to have outside, correctly cited sources. One of them has to be a primary source, which is to say a directly gathered source. You can conduct an interview or you can find an interview through your research. And I say a little more about that during the overview of the assignment screencast. So I'll try not to repeat myself. If you Slack now, here, let me go full screen again. Look at me, listen to me. If you slack now in your choice of topic and your preliminary research and thinking about ways of contributing fresh thinking to your research essay topic, you will have problems down the road with this assignment. And if those problems arise, they're very predictable source of problems. I promise not to care. I promise I will not care about your problems if you slack now. So yes, your assignments kind of go down. You don't have as much due for me for a couple of weeks, really. That's absolutely no excuse to take a break on your work, though. So if you slack now, I'm not going to care later. All right, so there you go. Eye contact. Let's see. So you finish up essay 3, into this week, but there's a research project assignment. Okay. I try to make it clear if you are to visit the Writing Center, this is the sheet you would take with you, that sort of thing. So again, I have an overview. So make sure you read this carefully because it has the parameters of what constitutes an acceptable research project. I have a lot of samples that I'm going to probably say a little more about once you actually get to the writing part. We're at the topic selection phase. You have a spreadsheet of potential topics and articles that we will be building. I'm going to create a screencast where I add to that spreadsheet. Here, I don't know where to start looking for a topic, Steve. Well, here's where you start looking. All right, and I'm happy to add to this if you have any sites that you feel are worthy of it. But this is a great list of outside sources. These are all writers who get paid to write, and for better or worse in our sort of digital era, that means something. And so I have a lot to say about credible sources, but anything you find on any of these sites, in addition, of course, to Academic Search Complete through the digital library website, they are all acceptable by me. So you have a whole lot of places that you can start looking. You have some readings to do this week, making arguments and responding to arguments. And the big part of this, the biggest maybe facet of the research project is getting to see yourself entering a scholarly conversation, contributing to it, adding that, the idea of fresh thinking is going to come up a lot. I want you to contribute fresh thinking to your topic, which is why relying on other, sort of topics that have been written about repeatedly, let's say, they're not going to make for suitable research project topics for you because you won't be able to add that fresh thinking. You won't be able to make arguments or respond to them. And so these 2 chapters, 8 and 9, in Composition of Everyday Life, are meant to really illustrate that concept of a scholarly conversation that you're that you're entering into, that you're jumping into. Okay, so please make sure you read those. If you have any questions about them, please let me know. Let's see. The annotated bib is coming up. It's not due this week, but it's due soon. You're going to collect your work. I'll have a screencast about it, I'm sure. You're going to give me a snapshot of where your research has taken you. And being able to annotate research is an important part of of academic writing. In general, I did a lot of annotated bibs in grad school, and so if you're planning on getting an advanced degree, then that's going to be in your future too, I would imagine. Um, Digital Library Research Basics, that is in Angel, and that is done by the Digital Library. It's a really good series of videos and a quiz at the end that you have to complete in order to, fulfill your obligations for this class. It's a graded assignment. Let's see. So if you go up here, I have a overview of the research project screencast that I've already created, and this is the accompanying Prezi. I sort of tried to stagger your encounters with it so that maybe you would come across it a couple of different ways. And then the research, it might not be called research questions now. That's what I called it initially. I'm going to highlight that and look into it because I'm not 100% sure that's still what it's called. It might just be research project topics now. So you have to create a post and you have to reply. It's in Angel and it's important. So anyway, one more time. let me look at you one more time. Do not slack on this week's work. It's important foundational ground setting work, and if you don't put your full measure of effort into this week, you make the corresponding weeks 7, 8, 9. You make them very difficult on you and on me. So please don't. All right, take your work seriously this week. Send me any emails or questions that come up, and thank you. Good luck.